What's wrong?
Just.
What?
Welcome back.
It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
So you're a bad bitch. Got it.
She's describing her pussy.
I know she is. It's
Seems
fascinating. I'm a bad
Seems
bitch.
good.
I hear enough of that.
Well, I think that
Welcome back
this is
to
on
the
because
show.
we got a bad bitch on the line with us right now. Shane Gillis is on
Shane,
his
you
Zoom call.
disappeared for a
What's going
second. I
on?
thought you left.
What do you mean?
No, I saw your screen, and then all of a sudden you were gone, and now you're back. So I was like, where did he go?
Oh, yeah. I think I went to get water.
There you go.
Where are you now? Are you with Stanhope? I was looking at your Twitter.
No, I'm actually on my way back to Pennsylvania from Stanhope's right now. I'm in fucking Tennessee.
I've been following you like throughout the podcast that you've done since this whole thing started, and it's like Carmen Sandiego because I haven't I just go all at once and I'll start going like, okay, that podcast must have happened before that one, because we started with Salt Life and then we were in Arizona and now you're in Tennessee. So where have you been since this all started?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes me sound like a dickhead, but I've literally never traveled more. I was in Florida when it started, and then I stayed down there for like a week or two. And then I got a house in South Carolina in Hilton Head for like a week. And then Virginia in the mountains. Like I got a lake house for like 2 weeks. And then I drove to Bisbee, Arizona to hang out with Stanhope for the last like 3 weeks. And now I'm driving back. Yeah.
Are you doing this because it's cheaper to travel right now, or are you just trying to avoid New York? Or you're like, fuck it, I might as well when it's, rent or half what
it's
they
a little
are.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I'm definitely not going back to New York right now. There's no point. And then I would go home. My family lives in Harrisburg, which is where I'm going right now. But at first I was kind of, afraid of it because my parents are old and my sister's like going through like chemo and shit. So I didn't want to risk killing my whole fucking family. And Airbnbs are cheap as fuck and you can travel and yeah.
So you figured you'd just go to multiple.
Airbnb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your plan was just to go to multiple
what did you
states
do at a
across
lake
the
house?
country. Can you hear me, Jim?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There was a weird delay there.
Oh, he's just blatantly disrespecting you.
Yeah.
No, I was
there's
talking first.
There's no delay. There's no delay.
I
He
heard
just
him on a
doesn't give
delay.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard.
I didn't think you were. Lake house was fun. We fucking.
What do you do at a lake house? Yeah.
We got like, we rented a boat. Me and a couple of my friends from Philly came down. They're comics from Philadelphia. They came down and we just hot tub and drink. Mostly drinking. That's kind of all we've done.
It's perfect.
So when are you coming back to New York, or you have no idea?
Right now, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be when shit gets opened. Or like when there's if clubs are open. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess if you don't have
Are you
to
one of those
work
people that has
and there's
no fear of
corona,
getting sick, or you're going?
there's definitely you're on a delay, Jim. You're not hearing us at the same time. I don't know how that happened because we have not had that going on this entire time. But you're hearing everything later, I think.
I'm definitely hearing you on a delay then.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you got Shane on a delay a minute ago, too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
No, to answer that real quick. No, I'm definitely like it comes and goes. Like there's times where like, I mean, especially like right before fucking bed or something, I'll be like, oh, I definitely have it. I'm going to die and I'm fat. And then, I'll wake up and it'll be sunny out and I'll be like, what am I, fucking gay, dude? There's no flu.
yeah.
I felt one night like I had it, and it was really scary. It was really fucking depressing. I'm like, I'm sick. I know I'm fucking 51. I'm sick. And like, fuck, I should have just stayed home. Like, I got so angry at myself for not just staying in the house. And then the next day I felt fine. I'm like, again, don't be such a dick. You're fine.
Yeah.
So the people that are stuck in New York, have they been mad at you for not being there? Because I know at first there was this sort of town pride or whatever, but I feel like that escaped as people all realized we should not be here.
Yeah, they got over that. They tried to make the marketing plan the same as they did with the fucking Boston Marathon and get everybody to be like, "We're New York strong, baby." It's like, no, you guys are just fucking sick. You're not strong. Just relax. You don't always have to be tough. You have the flu right now.
Yeah, it's bad. Everybody's getting it there.
Oh fuck, I have it.
Do you have a favorite spot that you visited that you've? Because well, first of all, so you said at first that you didn't want to just go home and kill your whole family, but then you said now you're on your way to where your family is, and it's way worse now because you've been in multiple states and seen multiple people. So if you didn't have it before, you definitely have it now. So if you weren't going to kill them then, I think it's more likely that you're going to kill them now.
Yeah. Well, I don't give I really don't care anymore. My mom was being a real bitch about me going to Stanhope's. So I'm definitely she would call me and be like, "I know you're doing drugs." And I'll be like, "Mom, there's no fucking drugs here. I haven't seen a drug." What happened with my mom? No, I didn't do any drugs.
Okay, all right.
My mom was like, she watched YouTube videos about Stanhope because she didn't know who he was. So like every night she would watch Stanhope fucking YouTube interviews where she was like, "This is who my son's with. He's doing
that must have made her
acid."
feel much better.
So
Is
I was
Doug
waking
practicing
up.
social distancing or no? Is he actually doing what he's supposed to be doing, or does he not give a fuck?
He's doing it. I don't know. I think he's being fucking reasonable. They're in Bisbee, Arizona, so like people were coming over and stopping by the place, but kind of staying far away from us and relatively practicing social distancing. Yeah, for sure.
So it sounds like you have a mom who really cares about her little Shane, her boy Shane.
Yeah,
which,
for sure.
When a person becomes like public enemy number one for a week or two, you don't ever think about the fact that they have a mom who is like worried about them and goes, "Well, who are they staying with? I hope that they're safe." When you became a pariah and it was like, well, this is the new face of white nationalism. How did your mom take that?
Well, my mom's also a white nationalist, and she was actually pretty proud of that.
You didn't go far enough, she said.
She told me, she was like, "Son, make sure the Jews don't replace you." And I was like, "I promise I'll do my best." And that's why I moved to New York.
How did she take it for being so happy for you?
She was devastated, dude.
She probably was. She must have already been. She had a day to go,
"Oh yeah,
my boy's gonna be on Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
My boy's gonna be on every Saturday night. Sorry, gang, I can't meet up at Saturdays anymore. I've got plans."
Oh, she did. She had like one weekend to throw it in all her friends' faces, and then it immediately went to like sympathy, like a dog died. It just instantly was like, "Oh, it's okay. You know, I don't think he's that racist."
What was the process like for you, like with the agents? Like, were the agents on the phone going, "Look, dude, this is probably not a big deal, but look, they're calling, asking a question." Like, does the agent at first try to keep you feeling positive? Because that's the worst when you're getting calls from the agents and they're like, "I think this will blow over." How were they handling it?
No, they were hitting the fucking panic button hard.
Immediately.
They were like, well, I was the day it got announced. I literally had like 3 hours to be like, "Man, life's pretty good." And I still felt weird about it. The whole time I felt kind of strange about it. Like I never was like celebratory. It was very like surreal. The whole time it was surreal. Like even getting SNL, I was like, it doesn't seem real. This seems fucking crazy. But no, I was on my way to the stand the night it got announced. I was going to go I had a show that night, and I got a text. Yeah, my agent texted me and then called me and was like, "Did you say the C word?" And I was like, "What, cunt?" She was like, "No, the other one." I was like, there's another one?" Like, what's the other one? And then she sent me a link because I was like, "No, I would never say that." And then she sent me a link and I was like, "All right, that sounds like I said it." But
Yeah.
And
Remember
then
when I said I would never say it? There is some context in which I would have said it, but the context really, really matters.
Yeah.
No, but then I'll be honest. There was some context that it sounded like I was just kind of saying it on some of them. So I mean, what do you? I can't like. And so my agents,
you were watching the Twitter mob like mob up and go like, wait a minute, I am racist. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Get that motherfucker. I was Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah.
I was just.
Did you regret it, or were you like, it is what it is? Like, I'm not even. Did you like think I'm going to fight this, and then at first, fuck it. What am I going to do?
No. There's no. I knew that from the start. Like, there's no way I can fight it. And just like with the fucking apology type thing, like they were like, you got to say sorry, and I was like, I don't think I can. Like, I can't, because it will literally never. They're never going to take that as an okay. Oh, all right. Never mind. He said sorry. Never mind.
Apologies never help.
Yeah, it's just going to make me look like a bitch when I go back to the club.
So when did you find out things were getting really bad? Like, so as it's unfolding, are you constantly in touch with your agents and your managers?
Oh,
like,
yeah. So yeah, I was on the phone for 2 weeks straight. Just every single day with NBC, my agents, management, fucking Lauren was helping me get like PR guys and fucking crisis planners that I didn't listen to.
What did they tell you to do?
I mean, sorry?
What did they tell you to do that you didn't listen?
Oh, everybody was coming up with plans because they were trying so hard to fucking save this thing. And I was like, I was pretty resigned to my fate. I mean, I was in a meeting with Lorne Michaels, and he was like, he brought up something where I called somebody a faggot on a podcast in 2016.
Chris, right? Yeah.
He brought that. I didn't know that was a thing, really. And no, this is a different one, by the way.
Oh,
this is somebody else. That the story never really came out, so we'll keep it at that. But I was in a meeting with Lauren Michaels, and he was like, "Oh, you called this person that," and I was like, "I don't think I did." And he was like, "It's out there, so you did." And I was like, "Oh, well, then I'm definitely fired. Like, I have to be fired." And the whole time, everybody kind of was like, "Yeah, you're right." Like, NBC side of it was like, "I think we can make this work." I was like, "Guys, do you understand how this is working lately? Like, I'm fucked. I'm out."
Yeah. But he tried to hang in there with you at first?
He did. He's, that's everybody was like, fuck him, and he threw you under the bus. He was pretty cool the whole time.
What did the crisis manager tell you to do that you didn't do?
They were just trying to get me to come up with plans, and like everybody was their own. It's like I'm dealing with fucking so many different people about like, hey, tell your agents you want to talk to this writer from the New York Times about a write-up. And then I'd get a call like an hour later, like, nah, we thought about it. We don't know if we want, some other writer telling your story. We want you to go on CNN and do this interview with Anderson Cooper. And I was like, I'm not going to sit down and discuss comedy. Like, I'm not trying to, because it would come off as me just imitating a Patrice O'Neill clip from Fox News.
Right.
It'd be an open micer going on and being like, I know funny. You don't know funny, Anderson. And I don't have his strength. I would break.
But you
and
had
probably cry.
Trying to get a cameraman to laugh.
Yeah, I would probably have cried.
But he wasn't in trouble when he did that. Patrice was defending Opie and Anthony, so you would have had a reason because you were defending yourself. So it would have been fair for you to go on and speak. You had every right to. You're funny and you deserve to be on SNL, and it was just shitty.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but SNL also, it would have been cool to be fucking rich and famous.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. But also, you would have had to do these weird SNL at home shows right now.
Yeah, those are pretty. I watched fucking. See, look, dude, this is what happens. I sit down, I start talking shit on people. It's got me in trouble with I was literally about to start naming people that suck.
Do you start to rethink everything? When you're in these meetings and they're like, you said this, and multiple times now you said, I did not say that. And then your agent or Lorne Michaels or whoever it is like, you definitely did, and here's the tape of it. And you're like, oh shit. Do you start to realize like, oh, I need to start thinking about what I'm saying into microphones, because clearly, like, we record so much content that none of us remember anything that we say. We just remember what our intention was, and if we didn't mean to, we were just trying to be funny. We don't ever remember the words, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you do start to worry about it, I guess you got to kind of stop. But
yeah,
because otherwise, I mean, nobody wants to hear me do a podcast where I'm like, you know, a pussy about it. But I don't know, yeah, you're right about that though. Like I would remember my intentions. So if somebody brought up something like fucked up that I said, I'd be like, no, I don't fucking. Why would I don't feel that way. Racist? Why would I be racist against Asians? What am I, a fucking moron?
Right. Did Andrew Yang reached out to you?
What's that?
Andrew Yang reached out to you.
Yeah. That was fucking cool. He was really cool about it. Yeah. He was like, my wife and I watched like a bunch of your shit, and he was like, "This is bullshit," which was funny to hear him say that. I was like, "Oh shit, what up, man?"
It was funny too. It was funny watching Andrew Yang be like, "Hey guys, I think we got to just take things in certain contexts and kind of defend you a little bit without going full tilt." He was like kind of on your side, or at least not on the side of the mob. And it was one of the few times that the mob turned on him too. And they were like, "Oh yeah, well then fuck you too, Yang." And it's like, what?
Yeah, they started, calling him like a fucking. Yeah, they were like, he's a white apologist. He's just trying to get the white vote, dude. Look at him bending the knee to these white supremacists. It's like, dude, I made a podcast, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Then Andrew Yang was like, "Shane, I can't call you anymore, Shane. This is we're done here."
So that time when Lauren said, "Hey, I think you said this," and you're like, "No, I didn't do it." Did he tell you right there, like, "Look, we gotta cut it here"? Did he tell you, or did you still have hope when you walked
well,
out?
he never found the. I was like, I don't think that's out there. Like, I don't think that clip's out there of me calling someone.
Yeah.
There, it was somebody that worked on the show.
Oh.
So I was like, wait, what? And which, dude, here's what it is, and this is just, I'm not like making excuses. I'm just telling you, like, I was an open micer in Philly that was pretty good at stand up and wasn't getting any opportunities. I'd come home every day I had a mattress on the floor in a basement. I'd be getting drunk after open mics and sitting down and being like, this type of comedy is why I'm getting nothing, because all this woke bullshit, all this fucking like, dude, I'm watching like guys go on stage and be like, catcalling's wrong, right? It's like, dude, what are we doing? And I thought that was why I wasn't getting opportunities, not because I just lived in a basement in Philadelphia. As soon as I moved to New York and got every opportunity, I was like, oh, maybe I was being kind of a jealous cunt that whole time. And I was pretty embarrassed about it. I was shitting on comics. I was very embarrassed about it.
That is the thing that happens when you're not successful. You start blaming the people that are successful, like they're doing something wrong, and it's stopping you. And then when you start to get some success, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I'm just better now, or I'm just in a different scenario now, or I'm in a different location now, or whatever it is, and you realize it wasn't their fault. They're just doing something different.
There's a ceiling in Philadelphia. You can be a good middle, and then you got to get out. You got to go to LA or New York, and that's how it works these days. Like, as soon as I moved to New York, within fucking months, I had an agent, management, got JFL, Comedy Central, Saturday Night Live in 1 year. It's like, oh shit, I should have. Maybe the industry doesn't hate straight white guys like I thought.
Yeah, no, there's only a certain element of it that does, but I mean, you can still succeed and get where you're going, regardless of the climate. I know what you're saying though. Like, sometimes it feels like, fuck, because of all this other stuff, this isn't happening. It's just a natural instinct.
Yeah, and you still see the fucking like shows that are being put out that are like, yo, you guys are more focused on diversity than funny, and that's clear on a lot of it.
Yeah, and it's irritating as a comic because you're kind of taught, like, we just call things out when we see them. We say what we think of things, and a lot of times it's not pleasant. This is where you almost admire actors and their ability to go like, no, I don't know. Like, you almost admire their ability to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
When the onslaught was coming in, was there any panic of like, oh my God, this is never going to stop. This is everywhere. I'm never going to get any kind of success because this is going to start back again if it does. Oh, there's so much more tape of me doing this. Did those thoughts start to kind of take over, or were you pretty self-assured of, look, you know, at the worst case scenario, I'll just go back to stand up?
No, I was more confident then, probably, you know, while you're in the newspaper and on CNN every day, it's easy to be like, maybe I am famous. You know, I felt like it's like a school shooter that's all of a sudden on every fucking channel. Like, I did it. I'm famous. But, no, I was always confident that I'd be able to do stand up, and, I had people behind me that were, you know, like that was the only thing I wanted to do. Like, I didn't move out here I didn't move and make this my career so that I could, you know, dress up like a fucking turkey and dance on NBC. Like, I did it because I wanted to do stand up. So, no, I was always confident in it. Yeah.
And stand up started reaching out to
somebody or talk.
You got to turn your mic
somebody
on.
Who was
On Zoom.
Sorry, I jumped off and signed back on. Didn't you talk to like a comedian who had talked shit on you? You saw him in the club and it was awkward.
Oh yeah, that happens every day. Every comedian, every single one of these pussies. Like, if I meet somebody, I'll just look at their Twitter, and I need to stop doing it because it is bad for me. But like, if I'll meet somebody new and I'll be like, oh, they're kind of, I think I've seen them. They're kind of fucking woke-ish. They're these woke motherfuckers. And I'll type in their name on Twitter and my name in the search bar. And it's like, fucking Nazi piece of shit. Like, while they're sitting there smiling at me at a table, like, oh, hey. But
they didn't even delete the tweet.
I know. But look, the thing is I can't be mad at them because look at what, you know, if fucking Chris Gethard never heard that clip, I would have run into him and been like, hey, what's up, man? You're the best.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's their version
how,
of talking shit.
Yeah, that's just how it is. And yeah, I saw Chris's interview with you guys. I was happy he brought it up again.
Yeah, we didn't even know that it was the thing, to tell you the truth.
I was delighted he brought it up.
You're like, oh, this is good timing for me. That should definitely be something people are talking about.
I called him. He was the first person. I woke up the next morning from like the night that it happened. I woke up the next morning, and the first person I reached out to was my manager to call Chris Gethard. And I woke up that morning like I'm getting butt fucked by everybody. And then I call Chris to be like, hey, sorry, like, how are you? And he's like, how the fuck? He went off on me. And I was like, yeah, this must be hard for you. Anyway, I'm really sorry I called you gay in 2016.
But it's funny. Comedians, we're all very sensitive to what other comics think. It's like with another comedian, it doesn't matter what level they're on. If a comedian shits on me, I'm always like, fuck it. Like, it bothers me in a way that it wouldn't if he wasn't a comic.
No, he's right to be upset. Yeah, for sure. I would have been upset, but like, you know, I guess I kind of got used to getting shit on the last couple fucking months.
You get immune to it almost, right? It gets like a little numbing where you're like, this is just the way things are.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Yeah. It never. I'm working on it. I gotta stop. I gotta delete. I gotta stop reading fucking comments and shit. But I don't know. I think most of them are funny. Like if I was not Chris, but Judd Apatow, and read an article that was like, hey, some guy called you gayer than ISIS, I'd be like, he's getting fired? He's getting fired from SNL for that?
It's weird. Like if someone said they don't like you, it's one thing, but it's when they start to figure out like, hey, this is why he did it. And then you're like, no, that's not why I did it. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That's the part I'm sure that drives you crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And then like it's from both sides. So from like the fucking woke side of it, I am racist and I never apologized. I was a real fucking asshole about it. And from, you know, the fucking the radio fans. I was a pussy about it who begged for my Hollywood job. It's like, all right, I guess I'm one of those. I don't know. Maybe
When
I'm
you
neither
before
of those.
Have you had any experiences? Like, I always wonder when stuff like this happens and you're like, okay, there are people supporting me, right? Your fans come out, maybe other comedians come out and they're like supporting you. And then you also get some support from people that you're like, wait, you're racist though. I don't want actual racists coming to my aid and being like, see, he's all right. And I'm like, no, I can't align myself with you because you're actually racist.
Sure.
Like, did you see that coming through and being like, oh, this is what that is?
Yeah, I mean, and I had already always had that. Like, I mean, if you joke around about this type of stuff, that's what happens. There's dudes that like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have experienced it your whole careers. Like after a show, a dude will come up and just say an N-word joke to you, and you'll be like, all right, thanks, man, thanks.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, but then there were people like after for a while after shows, people would like come up and yell like fuck Asian people, and I'd be like, that's not the message, but I appreciate the solidarity.
You don't want to piss off your supporters by correcting them. You're like, yeah, I guess so, but you don't want to piss somebody off who's supporting you because it's like, well, fuck, that person has my back.
It's like when Trump was talking about the KKK, and he was like,
Dude.
"Yeah, I don't know who they support. I don't know anything about them." Like he wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't go to bat for them, but he wouldn't say anything bad about them because he knew that they supported him.
Yeah, I've 100%. I understand what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess that you can't pick and choose who supports you or who backs you, and it's going to be some people you admire and some people you like, and some people that are just like shit, and you don't want to start weeding through who's supporting you. It's like, hey, anyone that supports me, I appreciate it.
I mean, what type of fucking now? Look, if somebody's like being racist, yes, that would be a problem. If somebody was at my show like pushing a Jew, I'd be like, hey, knock it off.
Leave my Asian alone.
But true. No, they bailed. Now I got whites only Asians or agents. No,
Did your agent leave you? They left you?
Yeah, UTA. Yeah. They kept Jussie Smollett, by the way.
They did.
They kept Jussie Smollett and fired me for the SNL thing.
It's insane.
But
Well, Jesse was attacked by those.
Yeah, he was. By guys like you wearing MAGA hats. I mean, that's poor Jesse.
Would have been funny if it was me, though.
Yeah.
No, I guess that was before me. But yeah, that's a tough one. And then what type of fucking hypocrite would I be if somebody came up to me after a show, they're excited, they say some dumb fucking racist joke, and then I'm like, hey man, get the fuck out of here. It's like, wait, what'd you do? You said a dumb racist joke? Yeah, I guess I'm probably the last guy that's going to be able to publicly judge you.
Yeah. And I never want to scold somebody for a joke, like even if it's come on, I've told
like
10,000
a meet and greet after a show.
Jokes. Yeah,
taking pictures. It's like, hey, get this piece of shit out of here.
That's not appropriate.
Yeah. Hey man, it's great to meet you, and I'm glad you're a fan. But if I could teach you a little something too. I mean, my comedy is about laughing, but also about learning.
Yeah, I want to make sure you guys learn about culture.
Yeah, you're really not going to teach anybody. You're not going to change anybody with your fucking act. Like, I never want to change. I figure you give your opinion and whatever they do with it, they do with it. But comedians that stand there and think they're really going to change the culture and the way people, it's like, you're not. No one, you're not going to change anybody's opinion on anything.
Yeah, and imagine how fucking dumb you'd have to be to watch a comedy show and then leave there like, I guess I am going to make some changes.
Yeah.
Like, what type of morons are you influencing?
Yeah, you are a bit easily led. If you're looking to comedians to get your real opinions from, you're probably an easily led. They're like, well, comedians have responsibility. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny too, because I'm sure, look, I've done enough podcasts where I'm sure you can find some clips of me out there like, yeah, I'm in the trenches perfecting my craft, and it's about the art. Like I'm sure at one point I've said something fucking pretty corny about this. But yeah. I agree with the current mood.
Do you go ahead, Jim?
I know I can't tell if I'm on a delay still, so I'm trying to be careful. So I apologize if I'm still stuttering. Because I sometimes, Shane, your mouth is moving, and then I'm hearing you 10 seconds later. So it's definitely my connection. How do you reset? Like, and go, okay, all right, now that that's done, I'm looking forward to this. Like, okay, that part's moved past that part, and because again, you're really funny, you're a good stand up, and everybody respects you comedically. So, like, how do you reset and go, all right, this is the next goal?
I don't know. I mean, the goal never really changed. Like, I just want to have a good special someday. Like, that's the goal. For like a week, I was like, no, my goal is now to fuck Taylor Swift. And then
Good goal.
Then I got spiked back down to just being like, hey, hopefully Comedy Dynamics will pick this up. Like, it just, I honestly, dude, I had 1 week where I was like, I'm going to change everybody I know's lives. All my friends are going to be in movies now. I'm going to hook up like all this shit. And then some fucking pussy was like, he said a bad word. And
yeah.
And all the adults.
And you can't then turn around. Like when everybody's calling you racist, you can't turn around and be like, do you guys know you're destroying my dreams?
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good defense for racism.
Yeah, be like, wait, I was about to be in the movies, guys. Don't call me racist. No, I mean, I knew it made sense. The whole thing made perfect sense. Everybody, like when people were defending me, I was like, I mean, I appreciate it for sure, but it's like, I get it. I understand why I'm getting fired. Like you're not allowed to say bad words.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So that's it.
Understanding NBC's motive, like of course everybody understood why like after a while they have to because it's just too much shit they're taking. It's different than agreeing with it though. You know what I mean? And when I heard comics saying that, I think you should have been fired. It's like, what? Like what? You've never said dumb shit in your career? Like you've never said shit that if all of a sudden what's allowable now isn't allowable in 10 years, you can't get fucked by. Come on, every comedian's gonna get fucked for something sooner or later.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. And yeah, it's funny. I ran into one of them at a show after the Patrice benefit. One of the comics that publicly shit on me wrote an article actually to CNN about me.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, good fucking move. But she came up to me and was like, truce? And I was like, you mean sorry? I've never talked about you, you fucking idiot. What are you talking about, truce?
Truce.
She literally walked up to me and goes, truce? And I was like, you mean sorry, right? But no, she was fine. We talked about it. Everything's cool there. Fuck it. If it would be ridiculous for me to think that I should go into this trying to fight other comics and like get revenge for people that were like, yeah, he should be fired. It's like, nah, fuck him.
So did you and Judy make up?
Yeah. I mean, I gave it away with the CNN article.
You did that. Of course, I wanted to ask you who, but then you said it was one of two people, and I'm like, then you said CNN. I'm like, all right, I know it was.
Yeah. Is the other one abroad too?
Yep.
That you're thinking?
Yeah, so,
two of them. The ladies, the very. I mean, both of them are very hard to follow, and they're very funny.
Yeah.
So what's been your?
Then there's only one I'm thinking of the same.
Yeah.
What's been in your travels during quarantine times? Do you have a favorite spot that you've been in, or a favorite place that's you think is handling it better than other places?
I'm a little bit west of Nashville right now. I had to stop because the weather was fucking nuts. Like trucks were flipping over. Like it's like tornadoes around here. But
wow.
So I was driving last night and I had to stop. But when I got off the exit, I mean, I just saw like a restaurant filled with people. Not filled, but there were people just sitting in a restaurant. And I was like, oh shit! Like I almost went to a restaurant last night. I was pretty excited about it. I should have. But then I realized my sister has like surgery tomorrow.
So you're traveling
alone in the family.
What's that?
You're alone.
Yeah. I've been doing this whole thing. I mean, a couple of my friends came down for Hilton Head in South Carolina and Virginia for the lake house. But other than that, Florida, I was by myself for like 2 weeks. And then Bisbee, that was just me. And yeah, driving across the country is pretty fucking cool right now. Gas is like $1.
Right.
And
yeah.
It's just me and truckers that are out right now.
Are you writing, like just trying to clear your head a little bit? Because keep trying to be creative and do something. It's making me feel worthless. I'm like, everybody else is going to come out of this with a fucking book or a new hour, and I got shit. I'm doing nothing. Are you trying to stay creative? Like, what are you doing to keep from going crazy?
I think I'm just going crazy. I can't write. I'm pretty bad at that. And yeah, I was like, oh, nice. I'll definitely on this long drive, I'll definitely get some fucking some material out of this. And no, I've just been driving, listening to the same fucking 10 rap songs. I took Adderall yesterday and had a panic attack. I was driving and I was like, all my friends think I'm gay and they hate me. that was for 8 hours. I was like, I actually suck at comedy. So no, it's the same old. The only way I got material was doing stand up, and without doing it, I'm just sitting around. I got a good premise about how they know volleyball shorts are bad to put on little kids, because I went to my niece's volleyball game and all the kids were wearing hot little fucking tight shorts, which is weird. That's not necessary for volleyball. And because I know they know it's wrong, because they don't do it for the Special Olympics. They give those girls fucking big shorts. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of that conspiracy. That's what I've been working on.
That's good stuff.
Isn't it funny when you like, I could write, I'll have some time to, whenever I think I have time to write, I can clear my head, I get fucking nothing done. It's when I'm not supposed to be writing, like when my flight is late and I'm literally going through security, that I'll come up with, it's never. But by the way, even talking to you, I just pick a hack premise. When my fucking plane is late and I'm through airport security. But you know what I'm talking about? I can never sit down and clear my head and just write. Like, I never get it done. I get nothing done.
No, my friend Francis, who is a writer, he got fired from Barstool.
Barstool, yeah, I like him.
Yeah. Francis
I'd say getting fired from Barstool is probably even a bigger accomplishment than getting fired from SNL. Because like, how do you get fired from Barstool?
Yeah. Especially because Francis is like genuinely like a sweet dude. Like he's like like if I say something fucked up in front of him, he'll be like, "Oh wow," he's like a nice guy. And no, he got his story. So you gotta have him on because it's so fucking funny. He wrote an article about this girl who got kidnapped, being like a fucking whore. Yeah, she got murdered.
Well, he thought they found her. His timing sucked because he thought that she was found and okay. And then you write it and it comes out and it's like, he really fucked up. It's just
he was
bad
talking to
timing.
me about it. He was talking to me about it and he was like, I was on a Amtrak and this article came out that was like, they found her charred remains. And I was like, oh no, they're charred.
So did he try to take the article down? Did he say, hey, maybe they could take it down, or did he just know? I think
so. It was too late. I think it was almost like I don't sorry, it made me laugh thinking about Francis seeing charred remains. But no, what brought me to that was he was like, he's a writer. He's a really, really good writer. And he was like, oh, you're traveling around during this quarantine. Like, you're going to have amazing stories. Like, you can write a book about this. I was like, dude, I can't write a single paragraph. Like, I could not write a paragraph about this trip.
Yeah, it's when you think you're supposed to be coming up with these amazing ideas that fucking creatively, I'm just a fucking dud. Like, absolutely nothing will come. And it's always when you're just not expecting something really good. You just kind of, on stage, you probably just do it on stage. Just fucking come up with an idea and try it. And you know, but a guy like Colin, who's so brilliant, will literally have a finished book by the time this is over. And that's a great comic who uses his time wisely.
It is hilarious to me that somebody coming off of the greatest professional trauma in their entire life, a trauma professionally that most people will never even experience, you decide then to, while the world is shut down, go on a cross-country road trip by yourself, and it's just nothing.
No,
like
nothing.
There's nothing.
No, it's me driving and checking Instagram for 4,000 miles. That's all it is, dude. I know. It sounded romantic on paper. And then I did like it, and I was like, I smell, I'm fat. It was the whole trip.
And then we go like, oh man, you know, are you really clear in your head? And you're like, whoa, I've been thinking, kids wear those volleyball shorts. They're really short, huh? It's like, I guess. Yeah.
That's what we got. That's pretty good, though. That's going to be a good one.
Were you in Florida doing a gig when this whole thing happened and like your whole schedule just shits the bed, right?
I was in Key West. and then I was supposed to go to South by Southwest, which that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Because South by Southwest, they like tried to kind of pretend I wasn't on the flyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, actually, never mind. That was Moon Tower. South by Southwest did like, they were pretty open. The guy who runs it was like openly supportive of me, which I was pretty excited about. But the acts that were going to South by Southwest were very actively not too excited about me.
Really?
So that would have been that was going to be an interesting fucking week. I mean, I think Andrew Yang was going to be there. I think that was going to be an interesting. That could have been a cool week. And then as soon as that got canceled, I was like, I'll just stay in Florida and take a vacation because I hadn't had a vacation in a while. Right. And now I've just stayed on a fucking vacation.
It's even weird to see you
place to place.
It's funny you talking about the restaurant because it's even weird when you signed on to Zoom, just seeing you in a hotel room. Like to me, seeing a person in a hotel room right now, I'm like, that's weird. I didn't know there were hotel rooms right now.
Yeah, I mean, the first one I went to was sold out by the restaurant that was full.
Wow.
Tennessee doesn't give a fuck, dude. Tennessee is just like, I think we're getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's you guys, I'm sure, have you guys been in New York the whole time?
In and out, yeah, but I've been mostly there.
Yeah. So that's got to be very traumatic. And then,
that's why there's so much like crazy division because in New York, we're all like, everybody is getting corona. You got to stay home. And in Tennessee, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody's getting corona. Let's all go out.
Yeah. And now both sides want to prove that they're right. So
yeah,
it's just it's exactly how I figured our country would handle a crisis at this point, where it's just
horribly
like, actually Trump is a dickhead, and it's like, dude, we're talking. This is about a pandemic, and then the other side's like, we need a stronger leader. Here's Biden. It's just a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Look, man, again, we wanted to have you on for a long time. I'm really glad you were finally able to. Our show is ending in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I apologize about my connection if I stepped on you being in and out. It's a little frustrating doing these from the road sometimes.
No, of course. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. Yeah, and I listened to the Chris Gether one. And I was like, oh, man, that's a fucking... I get it, though. Chris was all right. He's a good dude. I talked to him. He's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I like Chris. I think like most of us, he's just sensitive and he gets his feelings hurt like by another. If you were not a
man, if somebody called me sensitive and I got my feelings hurt, dude, I would want to fight you.
But dude, no, as a comedian, I am sensitive to other comics.
Of course,
I don't mean hypersensitive like an old lady, but if a comedian shits on me, I'm like, oh, like even if I don't know the comic, I'm like, what the fuck? It bugs me.
To be fair,
to
be fair, one time Kevin Pollak publicly said that I wasn't good on the radio, and I waged a years-long war against him. So I get.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Do. Yeah,
I'm just as insecure as anybody. I'm fucking I'm gonna kill some of these people. Yeah. All right.
Isn't it amazing how many people let shit roll off their back? Like with me, it does stay with me, and I do get like, if someone like really attacks me, I'm like, fuck that. Like I remember, some guys can let it roll off their back and not ever care about it again.
Every insult's 9/11, dude. I will 100% never forget what you did to me.
But do you think people really let it roll off their backs? I feel like the people who say they're letting it roll off their backs are like the very successful people who are not letting it roll off their backs. They're just smart enough to not say anything publicly, and then behind the scenes, they're motherfucking people.
Yeah, I think everybody my age, like I've done it like 5 different times where I'm like, all right, it's time to stop reading fucking internet comments about myself. And then that day I'll be Googling my fucking name. So I think our generation, like younger people especially, are never going to stop reading comments. And once you start reading, like I did get pretty good at letting like media insults roll off my back. Like, I'd see my name in like the Washington Post and be like, all right, whatever, and just go about my day.
But Twitter.
But like when it's like just some weird like Opie and Anthony fan that puts out a fucking tweet that's like, he's a pussy, I'll be like, hey, like that'll get
well, it's the guy not using his real name was calling you. He's questioning your courage for not handling it a certain way, but meanwhile he's too afraid to say it as himself. So it's like you can only take those to heart so much.
I know, but then they have a point where it's like, I talk shit on so many people and so many things. It's like, yeah, they're fucking allowed to call me whatever they want. So it's like, there's valid points on the internet troll side as well. So
they can say whatever they want. Yeah, but I just respect that. Hey, look, when you say things as yourself, like almost like comedians that bash you, they have to have the embarrassment of facing you. Like if there was a comedian that said he should be fired, then they have the embarrassment of having to look at you and know that it's just an uncomfortable thing.
It's funny. It's funny to think that what did they think I was going home after the SNL thing? Like they weren't going to see me for the next 20 years. Unless I die, I'll die.
Was there anything that you knew beforehand, or was it people who you just didn't know?
It was always people I didn't know. It's funny. I listened. I don't want to shit on her.
That's like the fourth time that's happened in this one conversation.
I know. Well, I'm genuinely making an effort to stop going on shows and be like, yeah, that person does suck.
Yeah.
Because I really there's no point.
No.
It's funny. True. It's kind of funny, but it just makes me,
someone you knew shit on you.
I don't think so. I mean, I'd say the most annoying things were just like comics, because I'm still new. I'm still new in Philly or New York.
Yeah. And
I was new at the time. And just having like the older comics kind of like critique what I was doing and how I was doing it. And just that fucking hurt me. Not hurt, but that fucking annoyed me, where I'd like walk into a club and see people criticizing like, oh, he shouldn't have said this or he shouldn't have done that. It's like, dude, don't even worry about it. You'll literally never have to deal with this.
I love that you're pretending you don't have feelings. I love that because it did hurt you, I think. I think it hurt you. And you just don't want to be that guy who goes, it hurt my feelings.
I don't know about hurt. It just made me want to. I guess if you want to break down like where pain comes from.
Yeah.
But I got annoyed and wanted to punch Mark Norman. Mark didn't hurt me.
You wanted to punch Mark?
No. Okay. Mark, I was just naming somebody. Okay. Mark's hilarious.
Well, yeah, Mark is the type of guy that would turn on you, though. Mark was very
he would joke around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is still happening, regardless of where you are in the world. The podcast still goes down. So check it out if you're fans of Shane Gillis. And we appreciate you coming on, man. And we'll talk to you again. And
come in studio sometime when we're back in. Everything's normal.
Or maybe we'll all go to Tennessee and just do it in studio, because apparently you could just hang out in a room together in Tennessee.
Might be better to. I bet Sirius moves to Nashville.
They have a place in Nashville. They actually have a place down there.
Yeah, I think that's where you guys are going to be headed.
I hope so.
Here we go. We're coming, Nashville. So. Well, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you.
Good talking to you, Shane.
Thank you, guys.
Chiming in. Thanks,
all
man.
All right, buddy. Take care.